Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cup of Joe show. I'm Joe, that's Jeremy. We have so much to talk about, let's just get into it. Star Wars trailer number 2 has come out, and wow, more stuff. There's ships just destroyed on the ground, a huge Star Destroyer on the ground, and there's a lightsaber, there's chrome clones, so much going on. Jeremy,
yeah.
give us your thoughts on the second trailer.
Well, I think that the Star Wars advertising, marketing, campaign and everything has been doing a really good job so far, and it's something that the Terminator Genisys crew could learn from, because it's not smart to give away the entire movie, and even the Avengers Age of Ultron to a degree. I feel like they've given away too much, actually. But, Star Wars has been, teasing just enough. They've just given us, a few, really cool things there, a few things to sell us on. But we still don't know, much of the plot. Not much has been spoiled. So, this latest trailer opens up, and we're in the desert, presumably on Tatooine. And there's this...
It's not Tatooine.
Oh, okay.
It's Jakku or something. Oh, God, I wish yeah, I think it's Jakku.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so it's Jakku.
Mm-hmm.
And, we see the giant derelict Star Destroyer in the background. And that's just a cool thing, because it shows you, the practical effects of what would happen after the Emperor fell. There are these giant ships, and, they have to go somewhere if someone's not piloting them or whatever. So there are probably things like that all over the galaxy. And then, we get a couple other things, like the Kylo Ren guy, who's the Darth Vader looking dude. He looks really cool, and then we're just getting, tons of flashes of different things. So, it's another really good trailer. And then we have the money shot at the end with Harrison Ford, and that, that right there is gonna, be an extra $10 million in opening weekend.
Chewie, we're home. That was Harrison Ford as Batman. Anyway, no, this was great. The first time I watched it, it was just like, okay, that wasn't much, but you don't want this to tell you much. Like you said, you don't really have to sell people that much on Star Wars. So, give us some snippets. Don't tell us what's going on. Let's go into this movie not knowing what's going on. I like that. So I'm a fan of this trailer. I just fear that once it gets closer, they'll start to, give away a lot more.
It is still 8 months away.
Right. So it remains to be seen what will happen then. But as of now, it's another solid trailer. They've had 2 very good trailers, I think, and we still don't know what the heck is going on. And you don't need to. That's why we have the movie. I feel like in other movies you do need to tell people what's going on, because it's not that big of a... It's not, you need to get people there. I think with Star Wars, they're mostly gonna come anyway.
All you had to do was put Star Wars in the title.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, for everything you said, it looks great. I'm intrigued. That's what a trailer is supposed to do. So now let's move on to... We've had a lot of trailers, folks. We also had Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice trailer. After it leaked, and then Zack Snyder, as he usually does, says, "Alright, here you go," which is good, because you want to get the HD version of a trailer instead of looking at a leaked version. This trailer, it again, I mean, this is a very good trailer. It's... I guess the only, if you're going to call it a problem, wow, this is dark. It's literally dark, and it's just, I mean, it looks really cool. It has that Zack Schneider, it's got that sleek look that he actually brings to movies, and it looks great. The one thing I don't understand about the trailer is Ben Affleck's voice. I don't get how he makes it go do you bleed? It has this robotic like voice. Like, is he speaking into something? It sounds like he's speaking into something. It doesn't have that Christian Bale like, normal voice. So it looks great. I'm intrigued. I want to see them fight. And I guess Batman is the. I don't even know if Batman's the good guy in this. Honestly, what do you see from this trailer? I don't know. According to the title, it's Batman v Superman. So Batman is supposed to be the good guy, but I don't know. I think it's just I don't know what it's going to be, and I do like that, and I mostly like the sleek look of the trailer and the movie itself.
Well, I think it is interesting to note that it is Batman v Superman. It's not Batman versus Superman, like VS. So there's a slight, nuance of a difference between those two. So it's not. It's more like a court battle kind of thing than like a death match sort of thing.
Right.
So I think more than like a physical fight between the two, it's like a battle of like ideologies and that sort of thing. And I really like that, and I like the tone of the trailer. I just like the direction that like the DC universe is going with this, because if you have a guy like Superman who's so like insanely ridiculously strong and basically destroyed Metropolis like unintentionally just by fighting Zod. Just think about what he could do. Like if he really he could destroy the planet. Like if he really felt like it. So he's basically a god. And I think it's cool to to see how the average person would treat him as such, and how they'd be like, is this he's an alien and he's ridiculously powerful. Like, is he a good guy? Like, should we trust him? And I think that's very cool. So then, it makes sense for Batman, a born and bred human being, to have to be the one to stand in and stand for humanity. As far as the voice goes, I guess they had to do something different than the Christian Bale thing, and I guess it makes sense for him to have a voice changer because he's Batman, and I'm sure he could build one into his suit because he's Batman. I'm not sold on how it sounds yet. Maybe it'll be better in the movie as they do more in post production. So we'll have to see on that. But Ben Affleck looks good in the part. And, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that's a good point on the voice changer, actually. That would make the most sense. Like you said, he could build one easily. And when I say Batman is the good guy, it's kind of like the good guy. They're both good.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. And you hit it right there. Ben Affleck looks great. He is massive. Holy cow. Jeez. So, it's exciting, and again, this one is a year away, so we're going to be waiting a long time. We're going to get some more trailers before then, but for now, it does look very, very good and very intriguing. I'm still not sold on I'm not sold on the Jesse Eisenberg thing as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to see that in the trailer.
Exactly. Because you heard his voice. He was just like, demons come from the sky. And I'm just like, well, that's not that intimidating. I feel like Lex Luthor should be pretty intimidating if he's going to go toe-to-toe with someone like Superman. And Batman now, eventually. So
and the whole Justice League.
Yeah. So maybe he'll make an algorithm or something. I don't know.
That is Lex Luthor's thing. He is really, really smart.
Right. Oh, definitely.
And rich.
Definitely. All right, let's touch briefly on the Ant-Man trailer. Another one came out, and this is much, much better than the first teaser for Ant-Man. It looks very good. This looks very good. I'm not going to say it's on the level of the other two trailers we just spoke of, but this finally looks like a solid film now. It looks like a solid film. I think it is going to be a step down from all the Marvel films that we've had, but I think it's going to be a solid film, and that's okay. And may actually lead into, interestingly enough, Civil War. Some of the themes that you hear in that trailer is, should we give power to everybody? And, could we have everyone be gods? And so like there are a few themes in there like that could lead into like so I mean this movie could be integral to the plot of Civil War actually, which should be pretty interesting. So we'll have to see. But for now, looks solid. Looks solid. I'm more interested now than I was whenever that first one came out.
Yeah, I think that's a good point about the Civil War thing. I hadn't even thought of that actually, and I mean it's probably a good thing that Ant-Man like exists because as of now the MCU doesn't have like that many superheroes, and in the comics like Civil War was like everybody, like the whole massive catalog. So yeah, I suppose it'll be good to have him in there just to have another person. But yeah, I agree. This trailer was definitely better than the first. I still think that this will probably be like the worst Marvel movie since. Well, actually, Iron Man 3 was terrible, but
Yes.
well, it'll probably be the worst one since then. And the Thor: The Dark World was not bad. It was just really bland. So
Correct.
I don't know. I hopefully
Maybe
Ant-Man.
it could be better than that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe as long as Ant-Man is just fun and it really doesn't look like it's taking itself very seriously. So I think that's what you have to do with a character like Ant-Man and a name like Ant-Man, which they touch on in the trailer. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and it's not going to be like I wouldn't call it a misstep. I think that Marvel's downtime came in between, Avengers and then Iron Man 3 and then Thor: The Dark World. That was really their like time where it was just like, we're losing stuff, and I don't think Ant-Man is going to be that because after Ant-Man is Civil War.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, even if it isn't that good, I mean, you're gonna go back right up to here. Because I think Civil War is going to be great. You just have the right people involved with that.
Yeah, Civil War might be better than either of the Avengers movies.
Exactly. So, all right. Other than that, I saw A Woman in Gold, but do you guys care? I don't think so. Let's get to the box office.
How was just a quick 1 out of 10?
I'm gonna give it like an 8. It was a solid film. It was a solid film. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I recommend. But other than that, let's talk numbers.
Okay. All right. Last weekend, starting with number 5 as we always do, we had Cinderella, and that fell 30% to 7.1 million, total of 180.7. I'm kind of getting the feeling that Disney will probably just ride this one out just to inch it past 200, so that's probably about where it'll finish. In 4th place, we had Get Hard. That fell 37% to 8.2 million, has a total of 70.8. Against a budget of 40 million, that's not half bad. Kevin Hart movies tend to not do all that well overseas, so I don't know how much of a profit this one's going to turn, but we'll see. In 3rd place, we had The Longest Ride, and that opened to 13 million. That's, that's okay, I guess. It's yet another Nicholas Sparks thing, and I guess the mid-teens, for the most part, for him is about average. There's the occasional, breakout or whatever, but I think he's kind of, people are getting a little sick of his stuff, so I don't know. 2nd place, we had Home. That fell 31% to 18.5 million, and that's up to 129 million. So, Home continues to do quite well for itself. It could probably, finish in the range of 160, maybe 170, and still has a decent shot at outgrossing SpongeBob, actually. Number 1, once again, was Furious 7, and that fell 60% to 59.6 million. That brought its total to 251.5 million. And, after its opening weekend, just blew away everybody so much. This was actually a really, really good second weekend. It was actually a better hold than either Fast 5 and Fast and Furious 6, which is incredible since it opened so much higher. And that's up there in terms of, the highest second weekends ever. its total is already ahead of Fast and Furious 6. It's already the highest grossing in the franchise, which is just unbelievable. And I mean, there's basically no competition for the rest of April. It'll probably lead the entire month. So, as it stands, it's definitely getting to 350. I don't think it'll quite get to 400, but I'd say 350 is a good bet, and I think it's actually already over 1 billion worldwide. So, unfortunately, it might knock Frozen out of the top 5 all time worldwide, but it was a good movie and a very touching tribute to Paul Walker. So, I'm happy for it.
I don't know why it's unfortunate that it's knocking Frozen out of the top 5, but I mean, $1 billion. That's what I was going to contribute to that conversation. It's been like a little over 2 weeks when it crossed that mark. So, geez, I'm blown away by Furious 7. So I mean, I think we're getting a Furious 8. Furious 9, Fast Furious 10, getting rid of more words, I don't know. I think maybe like by 11 it'll just be like the 11th one or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's really the big thing. And like you said, it'll keep trucking. It doesn't have any competition, which we will get into right now. We have we have Unfriended. Which I looked at Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know the reviews it's getting, but I actually heard a good review for the movie, but it was just one, so I don't know if there are other good ones. But it's originally I thought it was just going to be like a hilariously awful movie, but since I heard a good review, it's I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. I'm not a horror person, so Jeremy, tell them about Unfriended. What do you think?
I mean, after you told me about it and I watched the trailer, it kind of seemed funny, especially the scene where the guy sticks his hand in the blender. So, I don't know, maybe in context and having built up to that moment, maybe it would be creepier. I mean, I guess the concept of Unfriended is fairly original, the whole Skype call with everything. I don't understand why every single one of them uses a Mac. Well, I mean, product placement, but it's just unrealistic that a group of that many people would all use Macs, especially since Macs suck. Anyway,
Justin Long though. Justin Long.
Oh,
remember
yeah,
those old Mac commercials.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm a Mac. I'm a PC. No, go.
But anyway, yeah, so as far as a horror movie goes, they generally open between 10 to 15. So Unfriended, because of the good reviews and the original concept, could probably do more like 18, maybe 20, something like that.
All right, so we also have Paul Blart Mall Cop, which has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm not going to waste any more time on this movie. Do not see this movie. This is everything that's wrong. It's everything that's wrong with the movie industry. Actually, it's everything that's wrong with the movie-going audience. It's wrong with you. If you don't see this movie, they don't make it. And that's the problem. You saw the first one, so they made a second one.
Yeah.
Don't see it.
And, we've been in theaters seeing other movies, and, the trailer to this came on, and it's literally the same joke for 2 minutes. It's Paul Blart is fat, and he gets hit, or falls down. That is the movie. Every
Kevin James movie that has ever come out. And I don't think any have ever been over 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Kevin James slipped on a banana peel. Oh, he got kicked by a horse. What? Okay.
Also, that horse kicking scene would kill him 3 times over.
Exactly. Which would have been great. Anyway, we also have, there's Child 44 came out. And this movie actually looks very intriguing. It's not going to make much money, but I think it has a great cast. I think it could be a really, really good movie. It's based on a book, a very good book, apparently. I made it into a movie, and I am absolutely intrigued with this movie.
I don't know what that is.
All right, great. Tom Hardy, Gary Oldman, Noomi Rapace, and other people as well. Looks great. I'd go see that one. Other than that, we're out of time. Have a good week.